Not only is Ratatouille the worst game I've played in the Disney-Pixar Games Challenge thus far, it is probably one of the worst games I've played in general. Welcome back to Socks and Sandals, and welcome to... Fuck, it's been so many, I don't even know what episode this is. Let's see, we've done Disney Connect Rush, we've done Cars, we've done Brave, we've done Cars 2. So this is the 5th episode in the Disney-Pixar Games Challenge. And if you've made it this far into the challenge, you may know, but for those of you that, for whatever reason, the algorithm recommended this video to you and you have no idea what I'm talking about, the Disney-Pixar Games Challenge is a challenge I enlisted myself in which I have to get all of the achievements in every Disney-Pixar game on the Xbox 360 before I reach 100 subscribers, or else I have to get the Pixar logo tattooed somewhere on my body. Today, we are doing Ratatouille, and like I said at the start, this game was not fun. Not at any point was I enjoying myself. Probably the only good thing to take away from this is the gamer score gained from this game. If I wasn't doing this game for the challenge, however, I would not have even continued playing it probably in the first level. It was just not fun whatsoever, but let's just get into it. If you don't know what Ratatouille is, you can watch the movie. But this game is like loosely in name and characters only based on the film. And we start off in somewhere in France on a farm, and we gain our first achievement, King of the Stump. You jumped on the tree stump in Mabel's backyard. So a lot of the achievements in this game aren't anything. Like, there are a few missable ones of something that it wants you to do in a level that you really, like, you've got to go out of your way to do. But a lot of them are just random things that you would have done anyways. Like, I get that it's a kid's game, and it's just strange, the achievements in this game, because 2007, people were still trying to figure out exactly what achievements were. A lot of game makers only awarded achievements because they were achievements. They were something that you could be proud to show off on your gamer card. And then there's this. So... oh, well. Next up, I got Rolling Hills. You found the charm on the hill in Mabel's backyard. So, in each level, barring the Somewhere in France level, there's only 25 charms in it. But every other level has 100 charms. And there's an achievement to get all 525. So, this one was another one that came naturally just because I was going for all of them anyways. I want to point out, because I learned really quickly, just in this first little tutorial level, that the platforming in this game is janky as hell. So there are certain jumps you have to make in this game where you've got to land on the head of, let's say, an umbrella, like the handle of an umbrella. And it's, say there's two ledges, and in the middle of them is an umbrella, and in order to get to the other ledge, you've got to jump on it. Instead of, modern sensibilities, I mean, even, good platformer sensibilities of just having you be able to jump on that, and it sort of, automatically lock onto it. It's designed to where, in order for you to jump on that perch, you have to hit B. So, it's an extra button press for some unknown reason just to land on something in a platformer. After that, though, I got Sticky Situation. You succeeded in distracting Linguini in the deserted kitchen. We're in the first level proper, a city of lights. The first thing you do in this level is a Gusteau chase. It's like the first thing you walk into. When you spawn into it, there's this stopwatch icon in front of you, and you just follow Gusteau, and he leads you up onto the roof. Your first actual mission in this level is a cooking mission in the deserted kitchen, and basically all you have to do when you get in here is tail whip the egg timer, and Linguini gets distracted by it. This is like the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, why did I get awarded for that? I needed to do that anyways. But hey, it's free gamer score, so again, like early 360 achievements. So the names, I mean, granted, these names are better than Cars, Disney-Pixar Cars name, where it was just like the name of the mission you just completed. At least a lot of these tried to get clever and gave it like an actual name, but the actual like achievement card pictures are all just like characters from the movie. Like this one is the fucking health inspector, whatever the fuck his name is, and the next one, the exterminator, is Emile and Remy. So after completing that mission, it took me back to the sewer, and I thought I had fucked up because I thought that was it. Like, I was done with the City of Lights. So I like quickly dashboarded out and restarted that level over because I have to collect all 525 charms in the game for another achievement. And that was literally the first thing I did in that level was follow Gusteau up to the roof, and I would collect a few charms on the way up there, but I did that Linguini thing, and I thought I had fucked up. It turns out, like, the sewer is a hub area, and the levels you can go back to. There are hidden charms within certain missions that you do have to collect in order to get all of the charms, so you do have to be on the lookout for those, but the just basic charms within the levels, you could go back to the levels and do even after fully completing the game. So I didn't know that at the time, but after getting back into the City of Lights, I got the Exterminator, in which you were successful in squishing all of the bugs in the City of Lights. There's like 5 or 6 main missions in each level, and then there are 9 mini games and 3 mini missions. And the Exterminator is just one of the mini missions where you just run over a bunch of bugs. It's either going to be stink bugs or ants on a bouncing ball. So I got that achievement just for completing that mini mission for the first time. And then I unlocked Trunk of Plenty, which is gained from successfully opening the trunk of the car in the City of Lights. There's a car in the middle of the street. You have to work your way onto the roof of it and then down to the hood, and when you tail whip the hood ornament, the trunk opens for some reason, and you get an achievement. 20 gamer score achievement at that, so I guess I can't... Like I said, the gamer score is really the only thing I'm enjoying about this game. Next up, I got Timber, which is you found and used the ball to knock over the pipe in the City of Lights. So I did this outside of the mission. There's a mission where you're required to roll the ball into this pipe. After the scare of doing that Linguini thing, I was just going to go ahead and go around and get all of the charms before doing another mission. Because, again, this is early on in the game. I didn't want to do a mission and it exit me out of the level. I didn't know what charms were missable or anything. I wasn't looking at a guide. I wanted to just be able to make sure I got everything and not miss anything. So I did this outside of a mission. Not that it really matters, but speaking of not doing any missions there and the janky ass platforming, there is a section. So I was doing the mini games because after doing one mini game, I noticed that it didn't like exit me out of the level, so I thought those were safe to do. So there's a mini game on the other side of a pit. What another egregious thing this game does is anytime you die, you restart from the very beginning of the level, which, I mean, it's kind of like Toy Story 2, so it's just a collect-a-thon. But this level in particular, trying to get up to this mini game involves a lot of climbing, and the janky fucking platforming, it got so frustrating. I did not want to do it anymore. And for whatever reason, I do not understand why, when you got to the end, the final 2 clothespins, Remy would not snap to. No matter if you jumped and landed directly on them and you're just tapping B to save your life, he would not land on them. And there were a few times where I would get lucky and do like a safety jump and he would grab onto the clothesline, and then I can jump again and land on the clothespin itself. But other times he just kind of slid off of it and fell straight to the ground, and I'd have to start all over again. It was at this point that I was like, screw this shit. I'm looking at a guide. I am not doing this just blind anymore. So, that being said, I then realized that you can do the missions in the game. In fact, it was a way to actually gain access to a lot of the charms. Some of the charms I found workarounds to get to, but I realized that missions unlocked things that they're like, put a platform you can jump on or whatever. So I'm now following a guide, and I do not regret it whatsoever, because this game would have been actual torture to play through without a guide. So the next achievement I got was Fly Remy Fly, for successfully navigating down to the roof of the car in the City of Lights. So it does not say that you have to do this in a mission, but there are missable achievements. Actually, this one isn't missable because you're required to do this, but you have to do it in a mission. There's a mission. So the mission in question is How Now Bow Wow, in which you have to scare the dog out of the courtyard area. And then you have to make it up to the awning just above the dog to drop a flower pot on it. Or near it. It doesn't hit the dog. I will say that there's some, like, animal cruelty in this game. But after getting Fly Remy Fly, we then got the City of Lights Big Bounce, which is to complete the springboard mini mission in the City of Lights. This is the 3rd mini mission in this level. Again, something else that you're required to do for full completion. There's another achievement to complete all missions in the game. So not only do the mini missions provide achievements after doing them, because once you complete all 3 mini missions in a level, you will unlock Third Time is the Charm. And for a City of Lights, we got Third Time is the Charm Part 1. You completed all 3 mini missions in the City of Lights. After that, I got Trojan Horseradish, which is another missable achievement for tricking the thief into taking the chili pepper in the City of Lights. In another mission, Barrel Blow Up, you have to pick up the chili, and there's a squirrel that's patrolling the area. Your objective is to blow up boxes of other chilies that are blocking the sewer grate or something. And the squirrel will chase you, push you over, and take the chili and put it in its mouth. What you have to do is Catch up to the squirrel, hit the squirrel with your tail. He spits the chili out. You then have to hit the chili and blow the squirrel up with the chili. There's that animal cruelty. Squirrels are not the only animals in this game. You blow up with chilies, however. But once you do that, you unlock Trojan horseradish, which makes almost no sense, the naming convention of that. And then we got down in the dumpster. You succeeded in opening the dumpster in the City of Lights. There's a dumpster in the courtyard area here that you just go up to, hit the lock on, and it opens the lid. And I believe you have to actually climb on it for the achievement to pop. Otherwise, it just pops once you get it open. There's another story mission that you have to do, but you could do it outside of the mission. That one's... You're not required to be in mission to get that one. Next up, we got Don't Look Down. You got around the moths in the City of Lights. So, that section where I was talking about the clothespins, this is where you were required to get to that area. It seemed to be almost worse while doing it in the actual mission. It still did not want to lock on to the clothespins. I struggled with this far more than I should have while playing a kid's game. But to unlock the Don't Look Down achievement, so first you have to pick up a lantern that's at the start area of this, and then you pick up the cocktail umbrella and jump into the tunnels of wind, and once you reach the other side while getting around the moths, you unlock the Don't Look Down achievement. This is during the mission, I think, like light bulb bauble or something like that. Light bulb bundle is the name of the mission. I got pipe cleaner. You found the charm at the end of the pipe tunnel in Home Stink Home. And there are like 4 different... So this is in the hub area in the sewer. And there are like 4 different pipe tunnels you can go to in this area. But the one that they're talking about in particular... So when you spawn into this area, there's a section to the left that you have to jump on a ball to get through this... Like, I don't know what the fuck kind of liquid it's supposed to be, but if you jump on it, it kills you. So you roll the ball through the liquid, and then there's this little vent you can jump into off of the ball, and when you reach the end of this vent and get the charm at the end of it, you unlock the achievement. And after that, I got past the waterfall. You found the charm behind the waterfall in Home Stink Home. So if you turn around from this charm and go back, and then just in the wall after that tightrope is, I don't know, a piece of rebar you could jump onto. When you jump onto that, there's a crack in the wall you can jump through, and when you go through the crack, there's like 5 charms behind that wall, and you'll unlock the Behind the Waterfall achievement. Next up, we are in the second level of the game, and I got go for the gusto, you found the air vents in Little Chef Big Kitchen. Like, the developers couldn't think of any other thing to require you to do in the game. After that, we got Gusto Kitchen Getaway. You completed the Gusto Chase mini mission in Little Chef Big Kitchen. The Gusto chases really aren't too bad. I think the one in the final level is probably the most egregious. It's not terrible. It's definitely not the worst thing about the game. After that, I got Remy the Ace for you found and used the umbrella in Little Chef Big Kitchen. First off, again, there are like 4 different umbrellas in the level, but it wants you to use one in particular. So when you spawn into the level, there is a shelf directly in front of you, and you just climb to the top of it, and that particular umbrella on that shelf is the one the game wants you to use. So after you grab the umbrella and glide down to the floor, you'll unlock Remy the Ace. And after that, I got Little Chef Big Kitchen Bounce for completing the springboard mini mission in Little Chef Big Kitchen. I think this is the only... This and the first level are the only ones that give you an achievement for doing the springboard mini mission. I then got Remy the Cowboy for succeeding in the wrangling of the bugs. Again, another mini mission that you have to do. It's just where you ride around on a ball and squash bugs. So after completing the final mini mission of the bug squash exterminator, whatever the fuck it's called, I unlock Third Time is the Charm Part 2 for completing all 3 mini missions in Little Chef Big Kitchen. I then got Beat Hoisting the Hefty Weight, a main mission. You just unlock this for completing the mission. You've got to raise a weight in the office, and you unlock this achievement. There's a section here where you have to climb up a malfunctioning, I think it's a heater. I don't know why the heat is on, but I guess it's cold in France at this time. I don't know. No one's wearing coats, so whatever. But after you climb up this heater, you have to jump onto a cuckoo bird and then jump to a desk fan. And because whenever Remy lands on something, a perch that he has to balance on, there's about a 2-second delay before you can jump again because Remy has to get his footing. And this jump in particular sucks for this reason. Because, like, the cuckoo bird comes out, and if he starts going back in, you're not going to have... It's going to be too far of a distance for you to jump to the desk fan. So you need Remy to jump immediately. But for whatever reason, they have that delay in the game. I don't know why. I guess they thought Remy looked cute, trying to scurry back onto something. But it really fucked you over in a lot of jumps where you needed it to happen now. And it didn't. So that one fucking sucked. But other than that, there's another section where you have to jump, and it's in the same level, or the same mission, where you have to jump on a spinning mobile on the ceiling, and again, Remy just did not seem to want to snap to the second mobile. I don't know. It's just janky as hell. I do not recommend this game. I will be saying that countless times through this video. I do not recommend this game. Even for the achievements, it is not worth it. I only finished it because of the challenge. After that, I got Finish Elevation Extermination. You completed Elevation Extermination. No, it wasn't to get the cake out. It was, I guess, you're killing the bugs in preparation of going back in later to get the cake, because there is a mission later on where you have to go into the freezer to steal a whole ass fucking cake. They're rats, so I guess they can eat it, but I certainly wouldn't eat a cake that was surrounded by stink bugs. But after that, we got complete latchkey distraction. All this mission is you run around destroying machinery in the kitchen to distract the other chefs, and then at the end, Linguini gives you a key, I guess, to the restaurant. And we're introduced to the Linguini cooking mini game, and it's basically like move the left stick or right stick into this circle that's somewhere on the screen and then hit LT or RT. It's not very complicated. I mean, it is a game for children, but each of these you complete, they do count as mini games for the game, but they are required. It's not like the other mini games where you just go up to an icon on the map and do it. These are main story missions, but it's a mini game. So very strange. But after that, we get the achievement Beat Chili Pepper Valve Volley for completing the mission Chili Pepper Valve Volley. For whatever reason, we're stealing valves out of the kitchen. It's to turn steam and water off in the sewer hideout, but why are we? Whatever. But you have to do, there's another cooking minigame you've got to do, and you've got to beat up some, like, crabs and shit and get other valves. There's, like, a legless frog you've got to distract. Again, there's that animal cruelty. There's just a frog with... I get it, because they eat frog legs, but damn, you just got the frog hopping around? What the fuck?
Done. Take that.
And after that, we got special delivery. You were successful in using the chili pepper against the cat in the City of Lights. This is definitely the one that makes me angriest the most, because you literally blow the cat up. It's not like the cat gets stunned and runs away. I guess this one's missable. It's listed as missable in the guide. Anybody that plays games is going to see the chili pepper there, and then literally 2 feet away from the chili pepper is an icon wanting you to put the chili pepper there. When you do, it goes down a tube and pops up next to the cat and kills it. Like, the dog didn't get killed by the flower pot. What the fuck? Seems like someone had some bias against cats and frogs in making of this game. Next up, we got the Big Cheese. We are in the 3rd level now, the market. You're awarded the Big Cheese achievement for finding the big cheese in the city market. There are a few big cheeses in the city market. The one it is talking about in particular is the tallest stack of Wheel of Cheeses. It's at the very start of the game. You climb up onto the butcher's table, and there are like 3 spinning Lazy Susans with wheels of cheese on them, and you just get to the tallest one and you unlock this achievement. After that, I got Hot Stuff, which is to find the chili sauce in the city market. I thought this would be like a bottle of chili sauce that had like the developer's logo on it or something. No, it is literally a spilt bottle of chili sauce. It is a hazard in the level, and you can discover this by doing the Gusteau race, but I was following a guide, so I just went straight there. But the Gusteau race in this level, he passes right by it. If you don't feel like, you know, worrying about anything, if you play the Gusteau race, you'll get it. I don't know why it's an achievement. After that, we got King Melon found the pile of watermelons in the city market. They literally right in the center of the market is a cage of watermelons. If you just climb on top of it, stand on the very top of the stack of watermelons, you'll unlock this achievement. That one is missable because I don't even think there's a charm on top of the watermelons, so you would have no reason really to climb on them. But so far, a lot of these other missable ones, you'll probably end up getting. There are a few of them that you'll have to go out of your way to do, but most of them you'll just get because. After that, unlocked Catch of the Day, which is to find the mouth of the giant fish in City Market. This one is kind of missable because it is out of your way. There's a Ratapult that you have to launch yourself to the fish counter, and then you jump on top of a springboard card and it launches you. You don't really go into the mouth of the swordfish, but you land on top of it and you unlock this achievement. And following that, I got Third Time is the Charm, Part 3, for completing all 3 mini missions in the city market. I then got Cold Snap, which is for successfully navigating through the freezer in the city market. This is an unmissable achievement in one of the missions where you have to go through the freezer. You get to the other end and you unlock this. And then we got Ups and Downs, another unmissable for succeeding in riding all 3 platforms down the pole in the city market. There's a mission where you're having to unscrew the delivery signs. I guess that's the way it works in France, is people don't use their own tuition in making deliveries. They have to see where a sign points so that they know that they can go that way, as if it's a fucking street light and they can't go on red. But once you unscrew all 3 signs and ride the bracket down to the ground, you unlock Ups and Downs. And following that, we got Switch Hunter and for successfully activating 3 switches in the city market. Another unmissable. It's a mission.
Come on, give the button a good whack. It might start the conveyor.
And then we got Bobbing for Lobsters for succeeding in navigating across the lobster tank in the city market. Another mission. We then got Complete Rolling Pin Rescue for completing Rolling Pin Rescue, which is another mission.
Get the screwdriver and pry the rolling pin off the flag.
What can I tell you? I love good food.
And finally, we're in the Deserted Kitchen, the 4th level in the game. We got Coffee Falls for finding and turning off the overflowing coffee dispensers in the Deserted Kitchen. This is the final, actual main level of the game. We then got Top Shelf Remy, which they were reaching for the top shelf when they picked the achievements for this game. Find the toppled shelf in the Deserted Kitchen. There's a shelf that's gotten itself drunk and fallen over and is now at a 45-degree angle against the wall. You just climb up to the top of it and you unlock this achievement. Oh, here we go. We got another Gusteau Chase one. Gusteau Kitchen Getaway Part 2. But after you complete the Gusteau race in this level, we unlock an achievement, Gusteau Kitchen Getaway. And for completing all 3 mini missions in the Deserted Kitchen, we got Third Time is a Charm Part 4. For completing all 3 mini missions in the Deserted Kitchen. We then got Swirl Swirl Down for flushing the toilet in the Deserted Kitchen. You're in the washroom to distract... you're in the washroom to distract Skinner. This one is missable because you don't have to jump onto the toilet handle. But if you do jump onto the toilet handle, if you wait there long enough, the toilet will flush and you'll unlock this achievement. We then got Light the Way. This one is actually missable because you have no reason to do this. You found the top of the highest light fixture in the Deserted Kitchen. In a certain mission, you will find yourself on one of the stove hoods, and there will be a light fixture directly next to the hood. If you jump into the fixture, you'll unlock this achievement. We then got King of Cheese. So this one, you have to really go out of your way because I believe it's the final mission for this level. You have to use the cocktail umbrellas to fly to... it's the same mission where you can jump into the light fixture. You have to fly to another stove hood, but once you land on that hood, if you turn around, there's a stack of cheese wheels. If you jump on top of that, you'll unlock King of Cheese, but when you jump on that, you have no way to actually get back onto the stove hood, so you have to die to get set back to your checkpoint. So that one, okay, that one's a bit creative because normal people are not going to get down there because then they cannot progress further. Next up, we're back to just the uninspired. Mixer Acrobatics succeeded in turning on the giant mixer in the Deserted Kitchen. There's a mission where you have to turn off... Well, so I guess it is out of the way. You're having to turn off cake mixers. There's a big mixer that you can turn on to get back to the final cake mixer quicker. If you turn it on, you'll unlock Mixer Acrobatics. We got weights and counterweights for succeeding in using the counterweight properly in the Deserted Kitchen. This is a main mission, so you're gonna unlock this one. Remy puts a pepper shaker in as a counterweight. We then completed all minigames. I want to talk about one minigame in particular. The minigames are probably the hardest thing in this game because a lot of them are just jank. Due to the platforming being straight ass, a lot of the minigames are just too frustrating for a children's game. Like, I don't know what the fuck. They were smoking some serious angel dust when they made this because the minigames are... A child is not going to do it. The most difficult are the minigames in the Deserted Kitchen. No, they're in the Little Chef Big Kitchen. No, it is in the Deserted Kitchen. I don't know. It's Little Chef Big Kitchen. The most difficult minigames are the... I think it's Rolling Riot, where you have to, like, traverse different types of bread. But I don't know. It seems like... I don't know what sort of trickery the developers used to, like, invoke movement, but a lot of the times you will jump. There's a section in these mini games in particular where you have to jump on floating loaves of bread. It sounds ridiculous, but a lot of these mini games are fever dreams. And there are times where it's a jump I clearly should have been able to do, but it seems like the gravity is fucked and it's like pulling you backwards. When, like, jumps of the same distance in the game I had no trouble making, but it just seemed in this mini game in particular something screwy was going on, and I just wouldn't make the jump. And you're tasked with getting to the end of this area, traversing these loaves of bread in a certain amount of time in order to beat the minigame. It was one of the most frustrating things I had ever had to deal with. There's another minigame later on where you're having to go on a conveyor belt and you have to get to the end and get on top of a stove for some reason. And it kind of seemed to do the same thing. Like I said, I don't know what trickery the developers were doing to make it seem like these obstacles were moving in reverse, but again, it seemed to fuck with the gravity, and it seems to like constantly pull you backwards. Once I overcame those hardships and beat all of the minigames, I unlocked beat all minigames for completing all of the minigames. I don't know if you have to do these in the actual levels. I did because I didn't want to have to deal with the frustration twice, because you can access the minigames from the start menu. I never went into it, so I don't know if they're actually unlocked or if it's just there for each minigame you've done in the game, and then you can play it again if you're sadistic. Next up, we got You're a Real Charmer for collecting all of the charms in the city market. So the city market is the only level where to fully complete the actual level, you're going to end up with 96 charms. You gain the other 4 charms in it's technically the second to last mission in the game, but it's the final mission that you are required to do to complete all missions. So at this point, I've gained nearly all of them except for the charms in the sewer. So once I got the final 4 charms in the city market, I unlocked You're a Real Charmer. And then once I completed that mission, it's Fly, Remy, Fly. I unlocked mission complete for completing all of the missions in the game. So we're nearing the end here. Only 3 achievements left. Also for completing Fly, Remy, Fly mission, we unlock Mary Ratkins, which is not even close to Mary Poppins. But we unlock that for successfully gliding from banner to banner in the city market. And we are left with 2 achievements left, which is Boingy Boingy. There's a room with a bunch of springboards in the sewer. You have to complete the 2nd level in order to unlock this area. And once you unlock it, you go in and you'll unlock the Boingy Boingy achievement. And finally, we get all of the charms in the game for finding all 525 charms in the game. So that's the final Ratatouille achievement. I want to talk about this before those achievements. So after you complete the Fly Remy Fly mission, if you go back into Deserted Kitchen, you've got like one final thing where you're cooking for Linguini. You're making some sort of meal. I assume it's Ratatouille because that's the way it ended in the movie. But this mission you are not required to do, and I wish I had known that. Again, I was just following the guide and it said to go back in there. I should have just looked at my achievements and seen that I'd already unlocked the mission complete one. So I didn't have to do this mission. Chase sequences are another really frustrating thing about the game, and this final chase sequence was probably the most fucked out of all of them. The game has an issue with like blind jumps. So when Crash Bandicoot does it, it leads you to the jump with Wumpa Fruit. It's also a better platformer, so it's kind of easy to readjust yourself on the fly. This one, because I guess the kill boxes are so large or whatever, a lot of the jumps, it's also unresponsive, so sometimes when you hit A, Remy just won't fucking jump. A lot of the jumps, even if you're like, you could fix it. Say you do one jump and you've still got your double jump. If the game deems, nah, you died on that one, it doesn't even give you the chance to try and fix it with your double jump. It just kills you because you didn't jump far enough. What are you, an idiot? But there's a section in this where you're having to run past knives and forks, and I don't know what the fuck happened, but I hit a fork and Remy went completely invisible and it just broke that level. I tried to give up at that point. I hit exit chase, but it didn't let me. I had to redo the entire thing again. But anyway, after that, by this point of me finishing all of the missions, literally all of them, I had 492 charms out of the 525. So I went into the sewer level and collected my remaining 23 charms and finally unlocked all the charms in the game for finding all 525 charms. My final achievement for the god-awful Ratatouille on Xbox 360. By this point, you guys probably already know my thoughts on this game. It is not a fun game. The gamer score is not worth it. I mean, unless you're doing a challenge like this, it's like, if you desperately need 1,000 gamer score, I guess. If someone's got a gun to your head and says, get 1,000 gamer score in the next 24 hours, or I'm shooting you, I guess you can do this one. But it was not fun. Nothing about it was enjoyable. The dialogue was tedious. Gusteau, every time you die, he has like 4 lines in each level that he'll just fucking repeat.
Take some eggs to get. Hurry! Take care, those eggs are fragile. Alor, Git needs help with the eggs. Hurry! We need eggs for that souffle. Take some eggs to get. Hurry! Take care, those eggs are fragile. Alor, Git needs help with the eggs. Hurry! We need eggs for that souffle. Take some eggs to get. Hurry! Take care, those eggs are fragile. Alor, Git needs help with the eggs. Hurry! We need eggs for that souffle. Take some eggs to get. Hurry! Take care, those eggs are fragile.
Oh my fucking god, I hate Gusteau, his fucking fake French ass. I hate Remy, the rat bastard. I just hated everything about this. I don't know what, was it Big Iron Studios? Is that who I said made this? Heavy Iron Studios. I don't know what they're doing now, but Lord have mercy. The fucking early 360 days. Like, man, even for an early 360 title, that's rough. That's rough. Next up, we'll be doing Cars 3. So if you guys want to see that video, or you just want to see me get a tattoo, consider subscribing so you can be notified whenever that happens. If you've played Ratatouille, leave them in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on the movie? It's probably still one of my, like, I often forget Ratatouille is a Pixar movie. So it's definitely not one of my favorites. But other than that, leave a like and check back next time for whatever I do. Bye-bye.
Who preached his whole life. Anyone can cook, but only the fearless can be great. I did it!